12th of September 2007, it's the Parc des Princes in France. It's a game that will live long in the memory of every member of the Tartan Army. It's a game in which Scotland somehow managed to defeat a world-class side in France by 1-0, and I'm delighted to say the man who scored that goal is with us here. It is James McFadden. James, it is something that I think you're terribly proud of. Is it something that sticks in your mind so vividly?
It does. I mean, the fact it's 10 years since and people still want to talk about it, I think it's amazing. And it's something that I'll never forget.
Yeah, 42,000 the capacity in the Parc des Princes. The one thing that sticks in my mind about this was the fact that we'd already managed to mug them at Hampden.
It was. That was a tough game. I played in that game as well, and that was a right back to the wall game. And as you say, I think we mugged them in the end. But it was. We knew we were capable of doing that at Hampden. It was different for us to going away. I think normally the best you could hope for was maybe a draw, but. We had a great belief that we could go there and upset the odds again. Yeah,
that was 2006 when we got that 1-0 win. It sent us to the top of Group B for the Euro 2008 qualifiers. But by the time, the one thing that sticks in my mind about going there in September was after Hampden, Thierry Henry just in an interview said, "We'll see you in Paris," and boy, did we see them in Paris.
We did. I think as well, you remember in Bertie Vogts's reign when it was the 5-0 game, I think it was, and I think it was Trezeguet, was it, done the thing to Gary Caldwell, so that was great for him in obviously the home game. But as I said, the momentum just kept building that campaign. We went from game to game and we just seemed to keep winning and putting in performance after performance. And as I said, we had a great belief going into that game that we were going to win it, and I think people thought we were mad, but we really believe we were going to win the game.
Yeah, well, just summing up the enormity of it, look at the French team, the starting 11. They obviously used two substitutes on the night, Nasri and Benzema, but I mean, what did you make of that team?
We knew we were up against. They were obviously plenty of flair going forward, solid at the back. They looked like the perfect team, but that was a night where, for us, everything worked. Everybody played the best game they've played. And that's what we knew we needed. And it was a game that we weren't phased going into. It was quite relaxed. We obviously flew over the day before, trained on the pitch the night before. Usual routine when we're away, up, breakfast, maybe go for a walk. I think we went for a walk and had a coffee in a coffee shop in Paris somewhere, and it was just nice and relaxed. Big Ek was a master of that. He was a great man manager, knew how to get the players up for the game. And the preparation was spot on, and as I said, the belief was there for the start, and we took that into the game.
Yeah, as far as the Scotland starting 11 was concerned, there was a slight early change with Stephen Pearson coming on for Darren Fletcher, but what did you make of your own team when you had a look when they were playing the national anthem?
We had a great spirit at that point, and I think we knew, as I said, the preparation was excellent. I think Kenny Miller was, I don't know if he was suspended or maybe an injury doubt for the game, and I think Kenny would probably have come into the team. But we still had a great belief. We had boys there that were desperate to go and play, and it was a game, obviously, we're still talking about it 10 years after, but I think even going into the game, it was a game where the players were desperate to go and play in, and were desperate not to miss. And the fact that we got a fantastic result, you know, obviously tops that, and that's the reason why people wanted to play in it.
Yeah. Did the manager say anything? You know, did Alex have any special words prior to the game, knowing full well that this group was on a knife edge?
I can't remember, to be fair. It wasn't. I think usually when he spoke, he was inspirational. He got you. He said the right thing more often than not. I remember. He was making a few phone calls. It was either the night before or the day of the game, just to tell people they were playing. I'd spoke to him, and he was telling me that he was thinking about playing me in behind a striker. So he'd obviously changed his mind, and I think he's touched on that since. But I thought I was going to go and play as maybe a deeper striker, maybe on the back of one of their defensive midfielders. But he went for the 4-5-1 and went for three midfielders in there, which obviously worked out better. But as I said, before every game, he always kind of knew the words to say to get you fired up for it. He was a great inspirational manager, and as I said, he always seemed to find the right words.
Well, the reason why I can remember it is because when we were there working for Clyde One Super Scoreboard, I could hear the old Thierry Henry echo as it was wave after wave of attack. I mean, it was an incredible. The first half, I thought we are going to get battered here.
It was, but it was like games. The longer the games go on, it's the better it is for us. You know, we're Craig Gordon was excellent. Graham Alexander, I always remember, was different class against Ribery. Everybody, as I said before, everybody was excellent, but defensively we were great. We limited their chances. Craigie, we needed a big performance from when we got it, and the longer that goes on, the more encouragement we get, because we think, right, if we get a chance and nick it, we're fine. We can hold on to it. But as I said before, going into the games, you think, right, we'll take a draw. We would absolutely have taken a draw before the game.
Yeah.
But the fact that we managed to nick it, and it gave us something to defend, and at that point that was our strength as a team. We were a great team spirit, great unit, and we worked hard for each other, and we were difficult to play against.
Yeah, well, at the start of the second half, I think Ribery and Anelka had two great chances, all within 60 seconds. And then, James, I'm going to take you back to this because we were there for Clyde One. This is what happened.
McFadden drags it down now, long way out. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a goal by McFadden! Magic from James McFadden! He's a genius again for Scotland! They've been suckered in the Parc des Princes! James McFadden from 40 yards into the roof of the net, picking out Landreau. France 0, Scotland 1!
If I could explain to you, James, the only thing that was going through my mind was quite simply, when you were a kid at school, if you ever scored a great goal on the playground, you used to say to your mates, pick it out. And because we've been battered that long, and you know, you become a Scotland fan, and when you hit it, I mean, what was going through your mind? Talk us through the goal.
Well, the night before we trained on the pitch, and you go away to the different countries, they normally are sponsored by different manufacturers. Obviously they were Adidas at the time, and they had a different ball, and I noticed that the balls were flying. It wasn't taking much, and I knew that it was obviously going to be difficult for the goalkeeper if you get a chance to shoot. And I remember thinking, if I get a chance, I'm going to shoot, which sounds stupid because I was playing up front and you would think, right, well, I'm going to obviously have a shot I'm a striker. But I just thought, shoot, if you get half a chance, shoot. And I think the fact that Craig had kicked it, I knew that Fergie was close to me. He was screaming for a pass, but as I taken a touch, I kind of put my arms out to feel for the defender, and there was nobody there. So I thought, right, if I get a half turn and just get my shot away, it will stop them from obviously getting a chance to set. And it obviously the keeper for me made a bit of a pig's ear of it, but I'll take it. You know, the ball hit the net, and initially there was silence, and I thought, I don't know if this was went in or not. And then I just turned and ran, and stupidly thought I was going to get from where I was to the other end where most of the Scotland fans were, but I got stopped. I dropped the shoulder with Piero, and he never let me forget it. But it wasn't personal. I was just trying to get down to the fans, but I thought I'd better save my energy because I've only got about 5 or 10 minutes left here.
Yeah. Where does it rank among all the goals you've scored? And I've been lucky enough to witness some really special goals for you.
It's definitely up there. I mean, the fact that we go there against arguably one of the best nations in world football at the time. I think the magnitude of the goal, it was a good strike. As I said, I thought the keeper should have saved it, but he never. What it meant to the people there, and obviously people back home, the size of the occasion was probably the biggest goal in that aspect for me. I've scored probably technically better goals, but I think it's one, if people talk about me, they talk about that goal, and that's a nice thing.
Yeah. You never get tired of it?
No, I don't. At the start I used to get a wee bit annoyed because I was still playing for Scotland. I'd scored, obviously, I'd scored 15 goals for my country, and it's something I was proud of. But no, as I got older now, I'm quite pleased that it's something that it's not a bad thing to be remembered for.
Yeah, absolutely. And those guys, there'll be a close bond between you because of some special nights together.
There is. I mean, I go back to the team at that time. We had a great spirit. With some big performances. That was a campaign where we should have qualified, and it's typical of Scotland. I know everybody says that, but I mean, during the campaign and towards the end, you think we should have qualified. before the campaign we had no right to even think we could qualify, and that was testament to the spirit that we had. It was like a club spirit, the atmosphere, meeting up with the boys every month or every couple of months was something you look forward to. You did naturally because you're going to play for your country, but sometimes it could be boring going away in a hotel and knowing if you're going to play and maybe you're carrying a wee niggle, and it can be quite boring. But at that point it was a good time. We all got on well with a good laugh, and I think that's the reason why we've done so well most of the time.
Yeah, well, I think it's a goal that will forever be remembered, and rightly so, by the Tartan Army. You never believe this. I think you summed it up perfectly when I interviewed you after the game, and I said, "Did you enjoy that goal?" And you said, "Maybe not as much as you did, Peter, but it was good. It was good enough for everybody in the Tartan Army." It's one of those times when you can get to be a Scotland fan. I certainly enjoyed it, and when the referee blew the full-time whistle, we all went into meltdown. I can't remember the day after, though. I wonder why. My thanks to James McFadden for scoring that wonder goal, and he had many other goals that he scored for club and country. A special player and a special moment. It was France 0, Scotland 1. What a goal from James McFadden.